What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got Plague Star coming out in 2 days, and in the meantime, I want to give you guys some information on some things that are upcoming in Warframe that have been a long time coming. We got a big change to a old stance that D's been talking about buffing for years, and I do think that this might actually change a couple things and make some more weapons enticing that were not really used as much. So let's hop right in. But before we do, make sure you sub to the channel. Daily Warframe video upload, build videos, news videos, all that kind of stuff. Great place for Warframe content. We'll be covering Plague Star extensively on Wednesday and also a bunch of other stuff as the week goes on. Alright, so as far as what is changing in Warframe that is probably going under the radar, it was a brief mention at the end of the previous dev short, which was where they announced Plague Star. They actually announced a upcoming change to a stance in Warframe for one of the weapon types that really doesn't get that much use. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what DE is doing with Wise Razor. Okay, and if you remember, they have been saying they're going to buff this stance since the Exploiter Orb originally came out in, like, I don't even know what year that was.
Speaking of things that have been a thing, a follow through. This morning, we were looking at, what's the word? We were looking at Wise Razor, and we have a V1 change for the Wise Razor stance to just flow a little better. So it is coming. It'll be coming in our next major update, which we'll talk about on September 25th. Wise Razor confirmed being polished and iterated on. So how does that...
that sounds good.
I know.
That sounds great.
Okay, so as you heard right there, they are claiming the next update, which should be in October, the next major update, or majorly sized update, will be in October, and that's going to be involving Oberon's rework, HP rework, all that kind of stuff, and also Wise Razor stance buff. So, as I said, we have been told this is getting buffed for a long time, and it looks like it finally is getting buffed. Now, as far as what weapon types use the Wise Razor stance, you might actually not even realize which one it is, because the weapon type it's used for is mainly only used for heavy attacks because the stance feels so bad. But yeah, it's actually two-handed Nakanas. So like the Tatsu Prime, the Pennant, the Azothane, etc., etc. This stance right here is being buffed, Wise Razor. Yeah, it's like, why is it being buffed? It just feels really, really awkward in mission to actually use this thing. So if you hop in the sim real quick, you will see, like, this, it has, like, some dead time in the animations. Like, the stance is not that horrible, but compared to the heavy attack, it is. So, we just basically push that, but look at how much dead time there is in these animations. Oh, that one right there feels terrible. So unless you have, like, a ton of attack speed, you're just pretty much animation stun-locking yourself, so people just usually do this. They just do a heavy attack as a guaranteed slash proc, good damage, guaranteed slash proc. So yeah, they are changing this stance for the better. Now, that being said, that's a lot of dead time. It feels really awkward. Is this going to move the needle on any of these two-handed Nakana weapons? I actually do think it will. If we look at some of the options in this game for two-handed Nakanas, there's actually pretty strong weapons. Just, again, there's no real use to use light attacks on them because the stance feels so bad. So we got the Pennant from Railjack, really, really strong with heavy attacks. The light attacks are a little bit to be desired, but yeah, you know, that could actually make it more viable now. Azothane. It releases shockwaves along the ground. It has pretty good base stats. Just, again, it has bad light attacks, so it's going to be more viable than before. Tatsu Prime. Now, this one, I think, actually might have more viability than... Actually, maybe not more than all of them, but it's going to have some decent viability because it has a special attack where it can launch these skulls enemies that make them vulnerable to finishers. And also, it has pretty good base damage, I guess I'd say. So yeah, you can launch the Soul Storm. That is going to cause stuns on enemies and radiation damage, etc., etc. That's not super important, but yeah, what is important right now is that this thing is pretty much unusable for a light attack. Now we'll be able to use it with light attack. Now, as far as the combo multipliers in here, these are pretty bad multipliers, so maybe DE can actually buff this up a little bit too. We got like Impact proc. There's a slash proc on like the final hit of the combo. The enemy should be dead by that time. They're getting hit by that hit the combo anyway. So Cut Thrice, Calling Thunder. Calling Thunder has a pretty good first attack on there with slash procs on there. But yeah, honestly, hopefully they make this feel a lot smoother and also maybe buff the damage a little bit too. So as far as which ones to look out for, currently the best ones to use are definitely going to be the Pennant and the Azothane. I like the Pennant a lot, actually. And that's going to be what I stated earlier. You do a heavy attack, it gives you faster attack speed. Heavy attacks give 50% attack speed for 46 seconds scale combo count. That's pretty crazy good. Like, yeah, this could go really fast with that buff too. So if I summon some enemies here, I know we're like in capture or doing all stuff. I should totally be in the sim for this, but Yeah, once you get a kill, it makes the attack speed faster, and then that's going to feed into the new stance they're buffing up. So it should just be really, really fast feeling with this buff up. So yeah, that's the pennant, and that comes from Railjack. So as you see right now the attack speed feels pretty good. And we can also kill these level 200 enemies in one hit. So yeah, you clean this stance up, you're talking about a really fast feeling weapon, I hope. But until then, yeah, we just have the slow-moving heavy attack only weapon. So as far as the Azothane, now that's not what I've really been using that much. I know a lot of people do like the Azothane, but for me, I'm not really using it that much because just compared to the Sampotes and the Siam, it's just not as cool to me. Block and melee attacks at the same time to plunge Azothane to the ground, damaging nearby enemies with a shockwave and adding to the combo cut. Again, I don't really use this that much. I don't even know if it has a full build on it, but this one is technically from Deviri. Melee attacks while blocking release a shockwave dealing 85 heat damage in a 10-meter radius, staggering enemies. I think it has more going on than just that, but again, it might be something to check out. We do again get the block hits. That's probably not happening here, but yeah. Either way, guys, I'd say keep an eye out for some of these weapons in the future. Yeah, that should be in the October update. Now, as far as Plague Star on Wednesday, this has nothing to do with Plague Star on Wednesday at all. How do you even block? Oh, there we go. Can you not block melee attacks? Well, either way, this thing might need a little bit more work, but either way, I think this one will be interesting at least because a lot of people do like this one. Yeah, this has nothing to do with Plague Star. Plague Star will be happening on Wednesday. The Mushroom Frame update in October should have Oberon's rework, HP armor rework, and a new player-focused quest on modding. I get a lot of questions on stream. Hey, guys, I'm on Steel Path. I don't know how to mod at all. That should never be a thing going forward because you're going to be forced to learn how to mod in the story quests. They also implement Text into lore and a whole lot other stuff too. So yeah, looking forward to that one. But in the meantime, guys, get your Plague Star stuff prepped. I've got some lock pins right again. Expect a in-depth guide on this once it actually comes out. I got lock pins, show where the Nova Portal spots go. We got Infested Catalyst, Eidolon Phylaxis for building Plague Star. It's gonna be a good time, and I've got more videos on the way as well. So hope you guys find it fun, helpful. I'll see you in the next one. If you have any ideas on what you think would be a good Q&A to the con, let me know in the comments down below. Again, I do think that the Pennant and the Azothane might be the best, but I also think the Tatsu has some big potential too. The Tatsu is actually, like, hilariously, this thing is like worth like 20 plat, and it's been vaulted for like 6 months. So for the Tatsu's sake, I hope that this thing is a lot stronger because as of right now, it is pretty much just not used. It also has very high damage too, 230 damage compared to 170 of the Azothane, 200 of the Pennant, and oh yeah, I forgot the Tenant Livia. The Tenant Livia. How could I forget the Tenant Livia? This thing is actually very high damage. And yeah, this could definitely be a great choice too, for sure. Actually, this thing's already good, just the light attacks are not viable. So yeah, definitely forgot about this one. Blocking. Why are these things with blocking all the time? All these things have special blocking attacks. By the way, look up the Tenant Livia, look out for the Pennant, look out for the Tatsu potentially getting better in the future, guys. I'll see you then. Take it easy, and peace.